And you think you could borrow a laptop from maybe one of them to work on your resume at home?
I think so.
That would be good. And then once you work on your resume, then maybe that'll help you be one step closer to applying for a job.
Yeah.
You'd mentioned earlier that your children had recently changed schools and one was acting out. Was there a time prior to you moving into a new school that he wasn't acting out?
He was a good kid.
What things were you doing to help him?
I don't know if I did anything. Life was just normal. It's what we did. And, the divorce and now these allegations of his dad hurting him. It's probably too much for him to deal with.
So what goals could we set for you to start spending more time with your son?
Well, we're going to counseling.
Excellent.
He sees a counselor at school, and they've asked me to come. I made the last appointment, but he's just so angry.
When was your husband? What? So you've said that you've made an appointment, the last one, and they've scheduled another one for you to attend.
Yeah, next week.
And how do you feel that is going?
I hope it works. It hasn't yet.
Well, you've only made one. You've only been recently started.
I just want to snap my fingers and have this all be done and over with.
Change takes time. Unfortunately, it's just kind of a thing that we have to work through slowly, one step at a time, and it's going to be difficult for them to change schools. They probably don't have any friends. And so an adjustment period for them to get settled in is going to take a little bit of time. So there isn't going to be an immediate remedy. But I think if you're consistent with therapy and you start working with your son in therapy, and depending on how willing you are to keep trying, you mentioned you made one appointment. Have they tried to get you to come prior to that, or have they just scheduled the one appointment? And
just the one appointment.
So it shows that you're willing to work with your son.
Oh yeah. My kids are very important to me.
That's great. What kind of goals have they set in that therapy appointment?
Just basically working on Ben's anger at school. That's all we really discussed.
Okay.
Maybe some coping strategies to use at home.
And have you been trying to work on anything at home?
No.
What could we do to set a goal, or how can I help you to start working on these goals at home?
I think it's helpful just having someone to talk to for me, another adult. Obviously, you're trained in this, so you have some idea of what I'm going through. I think it's just nice to be heard.
I agree. I feel that feeling that you have someone to talk to is very important, and I'm glad to hear that you're willing to come in and talk to me. I'm very glad that you made your appointment today, and I'm glad to hear that you also have other supports in your life as well, and hopefully you feel that you can talk to them about certain things. But I am always here to help, and I want you to know that everything in our session is confidential and it will not be told to anyone else. So I'm grateful that you feel that you can talk to me.
Thanks. Yeah, I just have been really skeptical about therapy in the past, and it's hard for me to open up. I've always had everything on my ducks in a row. I tend to be on the ball, and it's kind of admitting failure. Things just snowballed and got out of control really fast.
So what I'm hearing is, prior to your divorce, you were actually very organized and didn't feel that you needed to talk to anybody.
I was the perfect wife and mother.
What I'm hearing is that you feel that you were perfect and you didn't deserve the situation you're in.
Our life was happy.
and I really appreciate the fact that you're willing to try to make changes to improve everything for you and your children. I think you're going in the right step by getting some help, and I just want to reiterate that it's very normal to feel frustrated or nervous to talk to somebody new. It's very common because it's something you've never done before, from what I'm hearing, and I'm here to help you in any way I can.
Thank you.
I appreciate everything you've done as a client to be willing to come here, and so I feel that if there's anything we can work on together, we should maybe schedule weekly appointments if that will work with you. They'll be about 45 minutes to an hour depending on your schedule, and then we can kind of just set goals and kind of break them into steps of what we can work on each week. Does that sound okay?
That sounds